Welcome to this video presentation where I'm going to demonstrate the Airline Schedule Importer. The Schedule Importer is version 8.2 as of this video, and it is February 2011. Features may change as time goes on, as we're continually improving the product based on your feedback. You can get to the Schedule Importer portal by going to logbookpro.com/schedule. That is a quick link which will take you right in the Schedule Importer. Sign in is required, so you can go ahead and log in with your website's email and password. If you don't have an account, you can create one on the right-hand side of the login screen to get access to the Schedule Importer. The Schedule Importer is a web page which allows you to paste in your trip data. We will use advanced routines to actually process that trip data and turn it into a structured format that our products can import. Those products as of this video is APDL, Palm and Pocket PC, Logbook Pro PC Edition, and our iPhone and iPad app for your iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPads. We are working on Android support as of this video, and we do anticipate Windows Phone 7 support coming as well, all which will be able to integrate with the Schedule Importer. I'll go over more of those features and synchronizations, how to import, export, etc. in this video. The first thing you need to do is go to your Scheduler Importer or your schedule source, whether it's CrewTrack or whatever your airline uses, and select, copy, and paste in the trip data into this field here. If you're using Firefox or some other browsers, you may not see the paste and delete buttons. You'll get those with Internet Explorer. Just going top down, like I said, there's your quick link, and then we have a filter selector. Please use the auto first. 99% of the time this is going to work for you. We have advanced capability to detect your trip format and parse it with our routines, but if auto does not work or you're seeing something not quite right, try again and pick out a specific filter based on your trip source. Well, we're going to use auto in this demonstration. As I said, this is going to work 99% of the time. I've already selected a trip. I'm going to paste it in. I can either click paste from the right-click menu, or if I'm using Internet Explorer, click on the paste button. You will probably be prompted to allow access to the Windows clipboard to paste in the data if you do click this button. All right, once you've pasted in your trip data, as you can see here, I have one trip. You can paste in one trip at a time, or multiple trips, entire month, etc. Just click Process Trips. And you can see we got a thumbs up. We were able to process it, and we have one trip added. So you'll see this trip grid up here, and we have the trip information. And we can expand the grid to see our trip information, our days, and the legs for each day. So there's day 1, here's day 2, so I'm going to expand. Well, I'm going to go ahead and import another trip, so let me select that from my trip source. This time I'm going to do 2 more trips. So let's paste this in. You can see allow access, paste, and I'm going to process. And we added 2 more trips, so now you see we have 3 trips in the trip grid down below. So as you can see, very simple. Select your trip data from your schedule source, paste it in, click Process Trips. That's all you need to do. And I reiterate, try the auto filter first. Now let's take a look at the trip grid. This trip grid allows you to review and edit your trip information before you convert this data into a format or prepare it for importing into a device or your PC edition of Logbook Pro. When you import trips, this information is actually saved in your personal cloud storage. You have a login, and you can see that in this case they're just for demonstration purposes an invalid information, but you'll find your account ID and username. So it's associated with your login for the website. So you can come back to at a later date and work with your data. So you can go ahead and select, copy paste, process your trips, and then go play golf, and then come back later and your trips will still be here. If you want to remove this information, you can click Clear Trips. So let's take a look at the advanced capabilities of actually reviewing and editing the data. Let's take, for example, that you got word that your trip's not going to start until the 7th instead of the 2nd in this case. On the right side of each row, you'll see a little white card with a pencil and a delete button. The red X, as you're familiar with many other Windows applications, you can click the X and it will actually delete this entire trip, or we can delete a day or delete a leg. And you'll be prompted. So if you click the red X by accident, or if you the wrong one, again, you will be prompted any delete action before it actually occurs. Now, what's more interesting here is the ability to edit. So like I said, this trip we found out is going to start on the 7th. So I'm going to edit this trip, and a little pop-up editor will appear, and we can just change the date to the 7th and then click Save. And you can see that our start date has changed. Now, if we have information, if we don't want to import our crew data, we can actually just remove it and save, and change your trip number, date, whatever. You have full capability of editing the data. So take a look at the data. Make sure the dates are correct. Make sure your times are correct. Make sure everything is good to go. Now, we do require or suggest that if your trip source can be in UTC Zulu, that we use that. Now, in this case, the Logbook Pro or the applications that import are going to use the block time for your duration. So it is not time zone information is not required to get the accurate data. APDL is time zone aware. You have time zones assigned to your destinations, your airports, so it's going to handle everything fine. So, as I mentioned, you have the capability of editing and deleting. You can also add a trip, add a day, add a leg if you want. So you can just add more information, and then click Save, and you can add a leg as necessary. So far, we've taken a look at how to import your trip data. Click these little plus and minus signs to expand and collapse the data, and review everything. You can see if the leg is a deadhead, it will be checked, or if it's not a deadhead, you can clear the check. So let's just say, hey, this isn't a deadhead, and or if it is a deadhead, we can edit that and then save it. And again, that is persisted in your cloud storage. Well, let's take a look at the options on the bottom. Once you have imported your trips and your information is correct, you are now ready to act on that data. If you're using APDL Palm or Pocket PC, take a look at the instructions. It says click the download button, and this is going to prepare a special file that you can import. In the case of Palm, use your HotSync install utility to take the PDB files and import them into your device. For the Pocket PC, you're going to get a zip file. Do not extract the zip file on your PC. All you do is take that zip file and transfer it to your Pocket PC, the My Documents APDL Schedule Importer folder, as you can see, as described here. And the Pocket PC application itself will extract the zip file, import the trips, and remove the zip file when done. For Logbook Pro PC Edition, all you have to do is click File, Import Schedule. This works in any edition of Logbook Pro, Standard, Professional, Enterprise. You do have to have 1.11.0 or later. As of this video, 1.11.1 is the current version of Logbook Pro PC Edition. So again, just click File, Import Schedule, and you'll see a dialog that allows you to configure some advanced settings, such as default aircraft type, whether or not you want autofill to run, whether or not you want the duration imported, and you can map information such as your duty times, your duty on off. It will actually have the option to put a total duty duration in there. So there's a lot of information you can map in the import schedule capability of Logbook Pro PC Edition. For the iPhone, iPod Touch, iPad, and we envision the same thing is going to work with the Android Windows Phone 7. Go to your settings and schedule importer area. Make sure you configure everything, your mappings, your defaults, and then you can just go ahead and process. You'll see a schedule importer section on the iPhone and iPad. It's in the Other category on the home screen. So just tap Schedule Importer, tap Get My Trips, and then review your trip data. It will actually show you the trip data in version 2.1 or later of the iPhone app. And then finalize it by clicking the Import Trips button. We also have the ability to create an iCalendar file of your trip data. You can specify a reminder. Maybe you want a 2-hour reminder before each flight. And so this is good if you want to download an ICS file, which you can import into just about any of the most recent calendar applications, whether it's Outlook, Yahoo, Google, Apple's iCal. So you can take this file and import your trip data and get a presentation on your calendar, which is great if you have family that needs to know when you're going to be gone, or you're looking for schedule deconfliction, doctor appointments, etc. It's a good idea to put this stuff on your calendar. As of this video, we do require that your trip data is in UTC. Based on the time zone handling of these calendars, we are working on time zone integration for a future update. So hopefully that won't be too much longer, and we'll be able to handle time zones right here on the Schedule Importer portal. A new feature in as of 8.1 and 8.2, you can now export your schedule data to either a tab delimited text file or a comma delimited CSV file. You can read this information in Excel, import it wherever you may need. You can set the collation, whether you want all flights in the same day combined. That would be a collation of by day, or if you want them separated by from tos as you fly them. You do need to put in a default aircraft type and ident, because most trip data does not have this information. Or actually, if your trip data has it, it will use what's in the trip source. If it does not, it will fall back to the defaults. So if it's Boeing 737 or whatever your type is, 737-700, 800, whatever it may be, however you log it in Logbook Pro PC Edition, for example, put in your default type. To put in your default ident, you can just put in a hyphen, put in an N if you want to fill it out later. Maybe it hasn't been flown yet, or if you know the exact N number or the ident, you can enter it now. And again, if the information is not in the trip source, it will fall back to the defaults for you. And then the last option here, for those that are in the FFDO program, we do offer an option to export a format that you can use to import into your FFDO portal. While typically deadheads are not imported, we have given you the option. We did receive some feedback that deadhead support was requested, so we added that. If you do want to include deadheads, just check the include deadhead box, and you'll be reminded in the file that is generated of actions you need to do, such as mark them as non-mission and specify the correct carrier, just as it says here on this third bullet. So for those of you in the FFDO program, you can take your schedule that you're going to fly and easily convert that into a file that you can import into your FFDO portal. So you have lots of options here of where you can take your schedule data, and advanced capabilities here of actually editing your data, deleting it, adding more trips by processing additional trips, or manually adding trips, days, and legs. So a lot of capability here for you. So that's the video presentation on the web interface to our Schedule Importer portal. If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email at support@nc-software.com, or use our help desk. And if you have a problem, please provide your exact trip data, which all this is stated on the bottom. If you need help, please send us your trip data through the help desk. Include the filter or filters that you've tried. Your trip data is very important that we get that. We can work with it. And if there's anything that needs adjusting or adding, we can do it rapidly through our advanced interface here. So thank you for watching this video. We hope you learned about our airline schedule importer, and hopefully it will help you out. Have a good day.